Julie Carrick Dalton is a award-winning novelist, environmental advocate, and climate communicator. A lot of important things she's doing with her very incredible talents. One of them, this upcoming novel, The Forest Becomes Her. It's a story of women and the land. Julie is here with us this morning for Author's Note. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So you have a journalism background. You've done a lot of writing on the similar environmental topics.
Yeah, so I was a journalist, mostly a business writer, actually, when I was in journalism. I wrote features and business stories, but I pivoted into farming later in life, and that's what got me interested in writing about climate when I was doing a lot of agricultural research.
So the story, along with your background, it's also personal to you, according to kind of what happened when you were younger. Tell us a little bit about the memory that you have that kind of is the kernel to start this story.
Yeah, thanks for asking that. So when I was a kid, I grew up surrounded by forests, and was that kid always climbing a tree and building a fort. And when I was 13, that forest, or part of the forest behind my house, was clear cut, and I really loved the trees back there. I had like my favorite tree where I used to go and read and hang out as a kid. It was my kind of my safe place. And it was destroyed, and they built houses, and it really left a wound in me, missing that safe place, and it kind of stuck with me until I was an adult, and I kind of channeled that and created a 13-year-old character named Polly in this book who is grieving the loss of the forest in her backyard.
So there's a balance, though. There's story, but you also are kind of incorporating the science and the concern about the climate in this. How do you balance those two things in the book?
So I also, as I mentioned, I was ran an organic farm for 15 years, and it was also surrounded by forests, which I had to manage. So I did a lot of research on forest management, and I became really concerned about the impact climate change was having on my growing region in New Hampshire. And all the research I was doing started bubbling up into the stories, and I gave those climate anxieties that I had to my characters, and I let them work out some of the problems that were keeping me awake at night. How to be a more proactive advocate. I look at my 13-year-old character, and she was much bolder and braver than I was when I was 13. And the other
And
women in the story in their 30s and their 50s. And there are also versions of who I was at those ages. I'm in my mid 50s right now. So I took those three versions of me, thinking about how I thought about climate and the environment at those different ages, and gave those ideas and those feelings to my characters and let them work it out for me.
And that was just kind of where I was going to go with this. You are talking multi-generational when it comes to this story. We're reading about several women, girls in kind of different stages of life. So is there a mystery involved in this? Like, give us an idea of kind of what's going to propel us through the story.
Yeah, so there's a forest that in the beginning of the book has been clear cut. So we know that going into it. But there's another forest in this community. It's set in Concord, Massachusetts, which is where Walden Woods is. It's the home of Emerson and Thoreau and Louisa May Alcott. And there's a question of whether they can save this other forest, whether it's going to be it's at risk as well. And that these women start to be these three women for different reasons. They're all going through kind of a hormonal storm. One's 13, one's in her 30s, one's in her 50s, and they're all experiencing a little bit of grief that makes them sensitive to the grief the land is feeling because of the loss of the forest. And they all start to, for different reasons, come to believe they're being haunted by the forest that's no longer there. Now, whether they really are being haunted or not, you'll have to read it and find out. The mystery is whether something otherworldly is actually happening or whether this is in their minds, if it's a psychological story. But there's also a mystery of what's going on with the forest and if they can save the other forest and who is behind the destruction.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us. This book is coming out very soon. The Forest Becomes Her in July. Follow Julie on Instagram at Julie C. Dalton for the latest on her signings and events. Thank you so much for joining us today on Author's Note.
Thanks for having me.
All right, after the break, we're going to head